Hello, and welcome back. It has been a while. Um, Not that it's the first time I've taken a break. Although usually I'd probably not do it at such an odd time or without a warning. Um, yeah, yeah. So, as for the reason I was gone, I'd actually rather not talk about that. So, I won't. But, yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm good now. Um, what was there's a lot a lot happened in the last couple weeks. Not that it has anything to do with me, but just in general a lot happened. Hold on a second. um okay. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sure, cool, that's great. We're gonna be here a while. So just so you know, it's we'll get to a video game, but not for a little while, because there's a lot. Um, yeah, like I said, I don't think I have much to say about myself or what I've been doing the last couple weeks. Um, I wasn't planning to take a break, but I had to for reasons, and that is as much as I will say. Um, so, I don't, right? I don't think there was, unless there was something. Okay, no, there are some things, but I'll get to that later. That'll be more relevant later. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so outside of myself, though, there was a lot. When was that? Was the 13th, or at least the 13th would have been the day that I would have been coming back normally, but that's not what happened. Where? Oh, wait, right. I guess the 8th was the last time I actually streamed, though. Okay, that's how far behind we are. Okay. All right. Well, there were a bunch of things that happened. Um, Fortunately, it's all compiled in my Discord. Um, so there's that. Yeah, and I think there are a few things that I just never got around to like putting in there or like saving. There were some things that I saw that I was like, I could put this on Discord, but I haven't really been on Discord much, so it was not just streaming that I was taking a break from. I just haven't been doing a lot of things. But yeah, shoutouts to the OGB for grabbing most of this while I was gone. I've been around. I haven't been doing anything. Anyway, we should just do these in order, because otherwise I could do them in order of importance, but like that, it's it's across like 2 weeks, so like, or even 3. So yeah, that's gonna be difficult to figure that out. What's going on there? Why did it? Oh, it's just a hard cutoff. Cool. I'm gonna need to turn that down a bit. Great. So let's just go all the way back to April 10th. Like I said, there's gonna be some other stuff that I won't mention because I just forgot to put it down. There were at least like there was like 1 or 2 other things that like I would have talked about that I just forgot. But whatever. April 10th. This wasn't this like in the middle of? Well, it was a Japanese thing, so it was for us like super early in the morning when they announced it. Although it was known apparently that there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts event in Japan. I don't know if it's a 20th anniversary event basically. I don't think they do it every year or anything like that, but yeah, either way, it was known that they were going to have that event, but it was not known what they would be announcing there, if anything at all. I think people assumed that they would be announcing mobile stuff, which they did actually. Although I'm gonna have to hold on one second. I'm gonna have to look through this. I don't remember what they showed. There was a whole video. There's a trailer for Dark Road, which is that Xehanort mobile game thing, which I don't know exactly what it is, but I think they said that game's free. I don't think it's a gacha game, but it's clearly like in the same style as or like a live service type thing. I think it's like an actual story, but it's clearly in the same style as the other mobile game. The like MMO thing. August apparently is when that comes out. Yeah, it's free. And then Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which is another mobile game. For a second I was thinking it was like a Pokemon Go style thing, but I don't think it is. Like it almost looked like it was like using like a GPS or something, but no. I'm pretty sure it's not that. It just has a weird, almost Google Maps-ish look to it, to part of it anyway. There's like a portion that's like running through a city and it kind of looks like that, but then they just show like Tangled World and what is this? I don't know what world this is. No, this is the same city. There's like Keyblade Graveyard. There's another one that's like, I think the Monsters Inc. world or something. I'm not sure. It's like a 3D thing though, but it's a mobile thing. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it because I don't really know what it is. It's a mobile game, so like the thing is, when it's a mobile game, I have to assume it's like going to be formatted in some weird way, like story-wise. So, like I would assume it's like a live service or something, and not like a normal video game, because I don't know. People who play on mobile do they not want to play a normal game? Or do they just refuse to sell that to them? I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, the actual thing that's actual news was the last thing that was in that trailer, which it should like as though you wouldn't know by now. It's been 2 weeks. Anyway, they announced Kingdom Hearts 4. That was also in there. So, yeah, Sora looks real weird. He looks weirdly realistic. I don't know if that's what he's just going to look like for the whole game, or if that's just a thing in that specific world, which is just Tokyo. Although they did confirm that it's not World Ends With You Tokyo, which I don't know why they... I think just because that would complicate things too much and they don't feel like having to write around that. So it's like, whatever, it's Tokyo, but yeah, there's another Tokyo, but don't worry about it. To be fair, some of the Disney worlds are already real world locations anyway. They already had, you go to England at one point, whatever. Like, don't worry about it. The section they show, I assume, is the beginning of the game. I mean, for one, Donald and Goofy aren't with you, even though they're in the trailer, so they're obviously going to be there. I don't know if they said, but I'm quite certain it's going to be the beginning of the game. Although it looks like Sora has a giant health bar. Yeah, he does. That's clearly a huge lie. That's not that's not going to look like that at all. I assume a lot of this trailer is not what the final game will look like, much like when they first showed Kingdom Hearts 3. that first little snippet of gameplay is just not in the game. So, yeah. Like, you do fight that enemy in that area, in that general area, but not like that. Not in the way they showed. So, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 4. I think they said the game runs on Unreal 5. Yes, 5. I was like, wait, is that right? Yes, Unreal 5. But I think they said the trailer is actually in Unreal 4. I think I remember hearing that somewhere, but I don't know. But yeah, then Donald and Goofy show up at the end of the trailer, and they speak Japanese, which is always odd to hear. It's funny because it sounds exactly like them. It just sounds like the English voice actors learn Japanese. And Hades is there too, because yeah, you probably shouldn't just say Kingdom Hearts spoilers. I was going to say something, and I was like, never mind. Probably shouldn't say that here. Anyway. Yeah. Hades... Funny thing about Hades, I know I've heard him in, was it 3? Was it like a trailer for 3 or something? I don't remember what it was. There was somewhere where I heard, like, Japanese Hades, and it's like, when did James Woods learn Japanese? Because that's what it sounds like. Like, it just sounds like James Woods speaking Japanese. It doesn't sound like a different voice actor. It's really weird. Which maybe that, I think they just went for, like, just make yourself sound like the English voice actor. And whoever did it just did a really good job, but yeah. Also, I need to talk about the other big thing with that trailer. They show mostly the, like, Tokyo world or whatever, which, like I said, yeah, I think Sora might only have that weird realistic look in that one world. And he might look, because I'm pretty sure his design being, like, kind of, like, cartoony was kind of the point. With him standing next to all these Disney characters, it was so he wouldn't stand out as much. So he'd kind of fit. He still looks weird, not a place, but, I mean, and same with, like, Riku and whoever, but... I think they were supposed to look a little... I don't want to say goofy, because, you know, but... supposed to look a little off. Like, almost like Disney characters, but not really, though. Oh yeah, and he's got a weird whip thing now. What was one other thing? Oh, right at the beginning. They show, like, a forest area? And it's like, I don't know why. I mean, I think I know why, but, you know, it's like, weird that they show that. It's like, that's not, it's clearly not, like, I don't know if there are any, like, forests like that in Tokyo or in Japan in general, maybe, but like I don't think that's the same world. People have pointed out that there's like a thing in the background of one of the shots that looks I can never remember. I'm gonna look this up right now. I can never remember which one is which. Hold on. Okay, that one. There's a thing in the background of one of the shots, which I was thinking, like, that's a rock. There's a rock. There are rocks in the background, and then one of them looks a little different. I mean, it's kind of blurry. It's like way in the back, so, and it's like you can barely see it, and it's only there for like a second. So it really, like, you have to be like. People had to, like, frame by frame the video. You wouldn't notice it probably playing normally. But it looks suspiciously like, which I was at first thinking, like, nah, that's a rock. I don't think it's what people think it is. But I looked at like a screenshot or a thing, like, comparing it. Because I hadn't actually looked at the actual I hadn't, like, looked back at the trailer after hearing that it was there. I was like, I don't know, that's probably just a rock. but anyway, it's looks like the foot. Yes, the foot of an ATST, I wasn't sure if it was an AT-AT or AT-ST. I can never remember which one is which. All-Terrain Scout Transport is apparently what that stands for. I did not know that. That doesn't really... I don't know. AT-AT is the four-legged one. ST is the two legs. I saw like a comparison, and yeah, it does look exactly the same. Also, the forest... I was more convinced by just the trees and the fact that it's like, yeah, that would be weird for that to be the same as the Japan area. So it's like, people said that forest is most likely indoor. So, likely getting a Star Wars world, which, sure, cool. I know, obviously, a lot of people want Marvel, but, like, I don't... Like, you do realize Disney owns a lot of things. Like, they own a lot of things that, like... And also, I don't think Marvel... I think even though they own Marvel, I don't think that actually just goes through them. As far as getting approval for stuff. I don't think it just goes through Disney. Like, I think Disney has to get approval from Marvel. Still, I might be wrong, but I could imagine that that's probably the case. So I don't know if they want to deal with that, whereas I don't know if I think Lucasfilm doesn't... Does Lucasfilm still exist? I think it doesn't exist anymore, but I might be wrong. Yeah. Marvel's... I think I already talked about it. I don't really want Marvel, because that's just like a whole other thing. It feels like it wouldn't really fit. Because for one, it's its own universe in and of itself. Or its own, like, multiverse, like Disney. It's like you could just do a Kingdom Hearts that's just Marvel. And that could be its own separate series. That wouldn't even need to... Like, there are too many properties within that. Like, I don't know what you grab. Most likely, if they did that, it would just be Avengers 1. So, that's what you would be getting. Like, I can't... I don't know how you would decide, like, oh, we want this character. And then, even then, I don't know how character rights work for, like, if they can use whoever they want. I think, generally with games, they can do whatever they want, but... which is why, like, Ultimate Alliance 3 can be a thing, still. But... even still, that gets to be a mess. It's kind of like the Goku and Smash thing, where it's like, maybe don't do that, because then, why not just put Shrek in Smash? I don't know. Might as well just do it. Just put Shrek in Kingdom Hearts. What are you doing, Disney? When they buy DreamWorks, that'll happen. No. So, that's about all there is for Kingdom Hearts 4, though. There might be more, but, like, I don't know. Go watch the trailer. Everything that needs to be said about that has been said already by everyone that needs to say it in the last, couple weeks. Well, actually, I haven't heard much about it in the last, like, week. Only it was, like, right after it was announced, last few days. Or the few days after it was announced was when I was hearing about it. And I don't know why this is here, but, sure. Bugsnax is getting ported to everything. Was it on PS4? I think it was on PS4 before, wasn't it? Yeah. I think it was only on PS Plus on PS5, but it was on PS4. It was weird. You could buy it on PS4, but you could get it for free on PS5. Yeah. Anyway. Xbox and PC Game Pass, April 28th, which is tomorrow, actually. Bugsnax will be there. Also, it's getting a big update. Oh, the update is tomorrow. Tomorrow, and that's when it's getting going on Game Pass, and it's gonna be on Switch also, and Steam. Well, of course, Steam. I don't think Microsoft puts anything on the Windows Store anymore. I don't think they do that. I think everything goes to Steam. So, Isle of Big Snacks. That's what that is. I still have not played Bugsnax. I heard the story goes some interesting places, but I don't know any details about that really. I don't know. It's just like looking at it, I was always like, I don't care. I always felt like, oh, I would watch someone play this, but I wouldn't have much desire to play it myself. but I don't know anyone that's played it, so yeah, that just never panned out. No, I don't have a desire to become famous. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Goodbye. Alright. Yeah, bug snacks. What was this? Not three houses, three hopes, farm warriors. That got a trailer. I did watch this trailer, but I watched it a while ago, so I don't remember much about it, actually. Yeah, I don't really remember. Yeah, I know I watched it though. I remember the main thing about it, which I don't know if it'd be a spoiler to say it. Not really. It's in the trailer, so like probably not. And it's not related to Three Houses. It's just a thing specific to this game. Yeah, they're putting in a what am I saying? Putting in they're not putting in anything. Maybe they're putting in something. I don't know. Apparently you don't play as Byleth. There's a different main character now. And it seems like Byleth is the main villain for some reason. I assume it's going to be a thing where it's like, oh, Byleth is the villain, and then it's like you'd get like halfway through and it's like, no, not really though. There was also a bunch of gameplay and stuff in that trailer too, but I don't remember what was it. That was the main thing I remember. Was that. And it's coming out June 24th. I don't remember if that had a release date before. I think it did. I don't think that's new information, but yeah. Then there was also No More Heroes 3. I remember when I saw this at first, I thought it was just like it's getting like a special physical edition or something, which it's like pretty sure it already had a physical edition before, but no, I didn't realize it was it's being ported to other things. PS4, PS5, and Xbox. Which Xbox is just both. It's yeah, I guess the physical copy just is one disc that just works in either. I guess it's basically an Xbox One disc. I think that's how Xbox does things. They just, I think on the box they just put Xbox, and it's just, don't worry about which Xbox, it just works. Just put it in, it'll work. Like, I don't think they have games that specifically only work on Series X, right? Or maybe if it is, then I think it might specify that. But for the most part, most games are on both, and it's just like, don't worry about it. If it doesn't specify, then it works on both. Although I think it does also specify. But the disc just says Xbox. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be on other stuff, which cool, because that game had some issues with how it ran. Granted, I'd be curious if it actually still runs well. if it might still not run well even on the other platforms, because I'm not totally sure that was a Switch issue. I think that might have been a Grasshopper manufacturer issue, because that's how No More Heroes tends to be. They never run well. And the first two games were definitely not intended to be ported to anything else, so they did get there eventually, but that didn't matter. Pretty sure the PS3 version of No More Heroes 1 ran worse. So, you know, that's not that. Ran worse than the Wii version. It's not a matter of it's not a hardware thing. If you don't optimize your game well, it doesn't run well. Although really the issue is with the overworld, not so much the other stuff. Also, the game still just doesn't look great, and I don't think it's gonna look much better. I think it's gonna look slightly cleaner, only slightly though. And I remember there was some parts where they had like weird filters and stuff, and I don't know if they'll remove those or if they'll just still have those. I don't know if it was also supposed to be on Steam. I think it is. I think it is also getting a PC port, but I might be wrong. I think it is though. And what else was there with that? Not really anything else. The combat ran well. There was that, which was shocking. But anyway, is that and okay, I almost wonder if I should save that one for last. No, I'll continue going in order. So Sega doing Sega things. What are Sega things? I don't know. I really don't know what Sega does anymore. I don't know. They do whatever they want, apparently. So, well, actually, no. What was this? I don't think this was an announcement. Yes, this was from Bloomberg, but this was not an announcement, like a press release or anything like that. Like, Sega never announced anything. I think this was technically a leak. Yeah. Yes, it was. Sort of. Sega, remember, I don't know if I ever talked about it. Did I mention that thing? The Sega super game thing? I don't remember what that plan was or what that was. Where there was some slide in a presentation where they talked about a super game. Like I don't remember what, like, it was really weird and vague and confusing the way they talked about it, but I basically I think they said it's 4 games. I don't know if they said that says that before, but it's apparently 4 games, which I don't know if they specified before that it was. I don't know if they were all supposed to be older games or older franchises they haven't used in a while. I don't know if that was necessarily the plan from the beginning, or if they mentioned that before. But at least 2 of them are. So, because apparently Sega's developing big budget reboots of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, which, what does a big budget reboot of Crazy Taxi look like? I don't know, because that's an arcade game, but sure. I legitimately do not know what you do with Crazy Taxi beyond what has been done. Jet Set Radio, hey, that's cool. Oh no. But don't worry, something just happened, but it does not concern you. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I like to hear that. Granted, there was also the other part of that tweet, which I don't know if it was part of the report or anything. I think it was just added. He just decided to add that part where it's like both titles are at an early stage of development and could still be canceled. Which, true. I think it said, I think one of them was a little farther along than the other. But yeah, they're both really early on. I don't think either of them have actually started anything beyond like maybe like concept phases or whatever. They're mostly just they know that they're making them. I think one of them is in like planning stages, and the other one was like basically just basically they just kind of know that they're making it. I think Crazy Taxi it was less far along. Maybe. I don't know if the whole super game thing, I don't know if these are meant to be part of a like a larger thing or whatever, or if they're meant to connect in some way. I don't know. The phrasing almost makes it sound like they want it to be the next Fortnite or something, and it's like, I don't think Crazy Taxi in particular, I don't think can ever do that. Jet Set Radio, I could see a way you could do a lot with Jet Set Radio. I don't know what you'd do with Crazy Taxi. That would be like especially interesting. But, yeah. I don't have any information on this. Has Hideki Naganuma been called? Did he say anything? Well, he wouldn't be allowed to say anything. Well, no, he would be allowed to say anything if they didn't talk to him at all. Because I'm sure people tweeted at him. I haven't actually looked at his Twitter. Probably should have, actually, because he might have had something to say about it. Actually, no. He would have nothing to say about it. If he hasn't said anything about it at all since this report came out, either he has been called or he doesn't want to say anything just in case that's like a problem, and it's like, well, maybe he'll start talking about things he shouldn't talk about if we put him on this. But if the game gets like announced and if he's not on it, he'll be allowed to say it, because it's like it's not like he'd be under NDA that he's not working on it. But then if he doesn't say anything once the game's announced, you're gonna assume he's working on it. Well, I think even if he wasn't working on it, though, he would still probably... I know he really likes Jet Set Radio, so... yeah. Although I'm sure he would like to work on it. But Jet Set Radio was the last thing I would have ever expected to see coming back, so... cool. Actually, no, Rystar. Probably more so than that, but still. Yeah. And canceled. I just wouldn't be shocked if that gets canceled, so, not. I won't have much to say about that, really, until I actually see a trailer. And then when they inevitably announce alongside it the Jet Set Radio NFTs, I will become the Joker. So that's all on that. Next thing, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Was this the same day? Same day. If these are both announced. Well, announced, quote unquote. So Xenoblade 3, got a trailer. Got a new trailer. Which I actually just watched right before the stream because I hadn't watched it yet. I just had not bothered to sit down and watch the trailer. I saw the news tied to it, but I didn't watch the trailer, and I was thinking, like, do I want to? But I decided, yeah, I will. There's no reason not to. And, yeah, there's, they showed a lot of gameplay. There's a lot of gameplay stuff. There's too much gameplay stuff. I'm not gonna get into the details of the things I saw in there, but, there's a lot. Yeah. What is it? There's a party of, like, the party list is ridiculous. Because it's like, let's team up with up to 7 characters. I don't know if that means you and 7 others. I think it's like you can have a party of 8, basically. It's funny because you just look at the left side where all the health bars are or whatever, and there's just like a massive list. It looks like an FF14 like party list, and it's like, oh no, why? It's weird. It's because they're all like tied. They're all like paired up, but it doesn't combine them into one character like before. They're separate, I guess. They're all more individual. So I'm not sure how managing that's gonna work, but I assume not. There won't be much to do because there never was before. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Managing that, yeah, you'll probably just manage like the pairs, not the full, not each individual one. Yeah, but it was always just AI before anyway. They're all AI controlled, so you probably won't do much with them outside of like chain attacks or whatever. Was there anything else to say about the gameplay? I don't know. The battle system is obviously it's got some changes and stuff. All the UI looks different, but it's like whatever. That'll be explained and make sense later. Well, I know a lot. Well, will it make sense? A lot of people had trouble with. I don't think it was much an issue with 1, but I know a lot of people had issues with 2's battle system. A lot of people couldn't figure it out. Which, I didn't know until well after I played that game, that apparently a lot of people could not figure out the battle system. I found out way later. And I was like, huh, I didn't have that problem. So, yeah. Like, I just... Yeah, I didn't... I don't know. Xenoblade 2, for whatever reason, didn't give me... I think there were, like, something... It was, like, the blade combos. Like, I think I didn't quite figure out at first. But, like, I got it pretty quickly. Like, yeah. I feel like the game gives you enough information. I didn't have to look anything up or whatever. It's like, it gives you enough. It's just... whether or not you know what the things on the UI are saying, which you can pretty much figure out on your own. But anyway, none of that is the actual news. The trailer, there was a trailer, but who cares about that? Xenoblade 3 got a reverse delay. I don't know what the opposite of a delay is. What do you call that? Google, help me out. Opposite of delay. Haste? Quickness? Wait, that's not... Opposite of delayed. Punctual? That's not correct. Premature, no? Prompt? Unseasonable. In advance? I guess that would be... Yeah, in advance. That would be the one to go for. It's coming out earlier than they announced. It was supposed to be coming out in September. And, whoops. It's supposed to be coming out in September. Now it's coming out in July, which... Cool, I guess. I need to check the release dates, which I did just update today, so... But I seem to recall, isn't it coming out, like, right next to something else? Same day as Digimon Survive. Which, will Digimon survive this? I don't know. Is that game coming out on Switch? I don't think it is. I think it's PS4 only. It might be PS4 Switch, I don't remember, but... Or was it even on Xbox? I don't remember what it was supposed to be on, but yeah, that, I don't think it's on Switch. If it were, then yeah, that version would be just dead in the water. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on playing that anyway, but it's the thing is, I think at first I forgot and thought AI was coming out in July, and it's not, it's in June. So, but it is the same day as Fire Emblem Warriors, which, yeah, no, one of those gets priority over the other. Oh, and Capcom Fighting Collection is also that same day. And other things in June that I'll get to in a second, but, yeah, I had to make some updates on that. Yeah, I had to update that list a lot. July 29th is when Xenoblade 3 comes out, so hey, we gotta finish all these Elden Ring and all these other things pretty quickly, don't we? Pretty quickly, I say, in April. Well, I guess it's almost the end of April. I've got 2 months, but, you know, 2 months for me really means, like, functionally, like 2 weeks. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. Game looks good. Looks good, and, yeah, it's coming out sooner. We'll play it. We'll play it when we get to it. But for now... Also, there was a special edition, which is on the Nintendo... It's on My Nintendo. It's not, like, they're selling it through their own store. Rather than just normally. I don't know why. I think the Xenoblade 2 one might have been through GameStop. I don't remember. Was it through like Amazon or something? I don't remember. I don't know for sure if I want to even bother getting it. For one, I get the feeling going through Nintendo Store is probably going to be annoying. And who knows when it'll actually ship. Because, like, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come on release day if I try to get it through that. Which was what happened with Xenoblade 2, and then I didn't get to play that until like a week or two after. I think it was like a week after it came out. Was when it actually showed up. Although that was through Amazon. I don't know what the deal was with that. But yeah, I haven't bought a physical Switch game in a while, so... I don't know. Maybe it'd be best to just not. It's just, you know, special editions. As far as special editions go, I usually only get them for games that I care about. And I got the... No, I didn't get a special edition for X. X didn't... Did X have any sort of special edition? No, I did. I totally did. There was like an art book, I believe. I was gonna let X. I believe I have that somewhere. I think. I have a strategy guide, and I think I got an art book. I don't remember. Did I? I think Xenoblade X had a special edition, and I'm pretty sure I got that. I feel like I remember getting an art book for that game. I know I did for 2. And Definitive Edition, I don't think had anything, but they might have had like a controller or something, but anyway, yeah, that's that. That's something. And then what was, as I was saying, something is coming out in June. June 23rd specifically. There were multiple things to this story. This was like, I think like a trophy list was leaked and like some art was leaked and whatever. But this game had technically been announced already a while ago, and I just apparently forgot, or either I didn't hear about it or I forgot. I don't know. I probably just forgot. Sonic Origins, that got a trailer, which apparently this had already been announced, and I don't know. I just forgot. The thing is, I saw the art and I was thinking, like, is this Mania 2? And it's like, no. It was already known what it was. It's not Mania 2. That's why it was already announced and why they didn't really say anything about it. Like, I don't think it was leaked. I'm pretty sure it was announced, like, straight up. Just they hadn't shown it. But it's just a collection. It is the first 4 games. So 1, 2, 3, and CD. It's all those. Apparently also it's the good versions too. It's the Christian Whitehead versions with all the cut content and all that from 2. And I know you can play as Knuckles in all the versions. I don't know if you can do Tails in Sonic 1. I don't think they showed that. And I don't think they showed Knuckles in CD either. So I'm guessing it's just gonna be the version of CD that was on like whatever else on 360, PS3, PC. Which is a good version of that game. All of those games are good versions of those games. I know you can play Knuckles in Sonic 1. I don't remember if they showed Tails in Sonic 1 though. I feel like they didn't. But I know that you could do Tails in CD was something they did. And I don't think they showed Knuckles in CD either. Yeah. And also 3 and Knuckles I think had not been ported to anything yet. I think as of yet it hadn't been ported to, other than Steam. It was basically the only place you could really get it. It's the only place you can like buy it like legally right now, I think. I think Steam. I think the Steam version is the only one you can get right now. But yeah. The only concern with regards to that, for one, the port should be fine. I think some people had some issues with the price because it's like $40, I think, for the whole collection. Which they are. The thing is, the other versions that are on Steam are like just ROMs. They're just emulated versions of those games. They're not anything like special. There was no work done on those as far as I know. But Yeah, the Origins versions, those should all be much better. But speaking of that, in those other versions, there was another story that came out later, which I don't actually, that's not in there, but, and regarding the price and a bunch of other things, so it's $40, which some people have an issue with, but whatever. And then there's there's other stuff. DLC and stuff, kind of. It was really confusing. So there's a bunch of, they put out like a chart for some reason that was like, here's all of the DLC for Sonic Origins, which, is, I know the game has like a original mode, like a normal whatever mode, and an extra mode that has, I assume, infinite lives, and there was like a coins replacing the life counter, which I don't know, which I think are for like buying extra stuff in the menus, like art and music and whatever. It's not like a premium currency or anything. It's not like something like that. But yeah. They're doing that, and then there was something, like, I don't remember what the chart even had. I looked at it and it was kind of confusing because it has a bunch of like different packs and things like that. Which the issue was, they made that chart way more confusing than it needed to be, and made people think the game has like a bunch of microtransactions or something, and it's nothing like that. I made it also look like there were like 7 different versions of the game, and it's, no, there aren't. There are, what, 2? Which really 1. And then just there's 1 DLC pack, and you could also just get a version. You can get the deluxe edition, which is like $5 more. It's literally an extra $5. And it just comes with a few extra things. Like some really minor things. I don't even remember what there was, like certain things like the menu animates, which is like a weird extra feature to have. I don't know. And some other stuff. And I think there were a few things that were just pre-order bonuses for either version. But they had them listed as though that's like a separate version, and I think there were some things that you could buy separately. And then they had those things listed as like 2 other different columns. I don't know why they did this chart. It was a bad idea, and it makes it look worse than it is. It's not even, like, it's fine. It's not even a huge deal. It's like you could pay an extra $5 and get some extra stuff, and you can pre-order it, and that also gets you some extra stuff. None of it's anything that's important. It's all really minor. I think some of it's like some remixed music or something like that, and like that's like the most major thing of anything there, and it's like, otherwise, who cares? I think one of the things is like extra coins or whatever. Like, okay, I don't know. None of it's important. But yeah, yeah. There was that. Then there was more with Sonic Origins. Strangely, a lot of controversy with this game. Doesn't help that a lot of people don't realize the deal with the existing versions, and that there's a bunch of work that went into those versions, and that, yeah, and porting those wasn't actually as easy as you would think it would be. Also, I think 3 and Knuckles specifically has a bunch of licensing issues because of the Michael Jackson stuff, but which I'm still slightly unclear on the status of how confirmed that is. I think everything I've heard is like most people are pretty sure that's the case, but it's still only like 90% sure. like no one's actually confirmed it has ever been the case. It's just some people have heard things, and it's like, yeah, we know someone internally that worked on the game that knows. It's like, yeah, he worked on it. That was his music. Just but like there's never been any definitive proof, I guess, that is like publicly known. But whatever. Anyway, that's yeah. The other thing. What was the other thing again? Oh, right. They are apparently related to that. They're delisting all the other versions. Apparently, like just all existing versions of, not all of them. No, most of them, not all of them. Most of the existing versions of like all of the Sonic games on all the other platforms. So on Steam, on XBLA, on PSN. So even going back as far as like 360, I think also 3DS probably. I don't know about like because I think they had like the 3D version of Sonic 2 on 3DS. I don't know if that's being removed because that's kind of its own unique thing. Or I know they have that other. There's a collection. There's like a Genesis collection on 3DS. It's like 2 of them, I think. I don't know if those are being removed because those have Sonic 1 and 2. Although as far as I know, those are just those don't have anything special about them. But I know the versions that are on Switch, those will stay. I think because those are unique, separate versions that have unique content to those. But most of the other ones are basically just ROMs. They're just straight up just the game emulated. It's not really. Although unfortunately that does include CD, like the PC port of CD, which is odd to get rid of that, or the Xbox version, because I mean those are the ones that are convenient to get. I don't think you can get the PS3 version super easily, but unless you actually have a PS3, but yeah, that's the only one that's like unfortunate that that's going, but the other ones are like I don't care. Yeah, a lot of people were very upset though. But also a lot of people don't realize that they're removing the worst versions of the game, so you'll have to only buy the actual good version. Granted, those aren't like bad ports, but they're not like complaining that you can't buy them is like like it doesn't make any sense because like then go emulate it and you're getting the exact same thing. Like you're not like I don't know. Like I don't. It's a bizarre complaint. Because it's not like as I think people are like complaining about like from a preservation standpoint. It's like that's not. You can emulate those games. Also, Sonic 1 and 2 are not rare. You can so easily get those in so many ways. They've been ported so many times. It's not a hard thing to get those games going, you know. So, yeah. And I think it was like 3 and Knuckles had like some mods and stuff on the PC version, and I think there's like some specific versions of that you won't be able to play very easily, but like, yeah, that's the only real issue is with regards to mods linked to that, because those are all linked to that one collection on Steam. So I don't know how that's gonna work. That's weird because that'll be just missing those few games. It'll be like you can buy this Genesis collection and you can't buy any of the Sonic games in it. Except for Spinball and 3D Blast, but whatever. Speaking of Spinball, actually, that's I think they just put that on Switch Online on Genesis. So yeah, I think were Sonic 1 and 2 there? I think it was just Sonic 2 that was there, wasn't it? I think it was only Sonic 2. I think Sonic 1 isn't there. But yeah, I think it's just 2 and Spinball right now. Which, sure. Interesting selection, because those are the first 2 Sonic games I played. Fun fact. Went to a friend's house. He had a Genesis. He had Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball. So I played those. I believe he also had Jeopardy for the Genesis. Didn't make much progress in that one. Didn't do too well there. As a 5-year-old, I believe it was 5. Yes, 5 or 6, about. Yeah, didn't get far there in Jeopardy. Yeah. What was Yes, I went to a friend's house when I was 5. The 90s were a different time. Um what was I saying? Sonic Origins? Oh right, yeah, delisting. Yeah, I don't care. Sonic CD being gone, that sucks. I don't know how different. For one, I already have Sonic CD on Steam, and I've got it on Xbox also, technically. So yeah, I'm good. I've got that. I've got all the other ones on Steam also, which, if you want to play Sonic 3 Complete, which it has like the content from Sonic 3 and 3 Knuckles, although I assume this version will probably do something similar. Like, there'll probably be a version of the game you can play where it's like, because I know the big thing is you're missing an extra boss fight if you play 3 Knuckles. Like, the final boss from Sonic 3 isn't there. And I don't know if you can do Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, because those are also different. But, I think, I don't know if they said anything about that specifically, but yeah, I've had a shocking amount to say about these ports. Yeah. That is certainly something. I don't know. I'm gonna buy it. I'll play it. We still need to get to Sonic 2 and 3, and yeah, we haven't done 2 yet. Yeah. So that'll be a better version, a better way to play 2, rather than I was just going to play the PC version. So yeah. If 3 and Knuckles, I guess, if that version ends up being somehow not what I want, I guess I could do 3 Complete instead still. But, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Whoops. Okay. So, there's just one more thing. I thought this would take longer. It's only been about an hour, and not even, actually, I've only been talking for like 40 minutes or something like that. And then Splatoon 3, which I don't believe had a release date. No, didn't have any date at all. Or window. Other than I think it was just 2022. And it's like, that's it. That is coming out September 9th. That date was absolutely not when that was going to launch, I guarantee. Because there's no way they would have been putting out Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade 3 the same month. Nintendo never puts out 2 games in the same month. 2 first-party games, they don't do that. They always spread them out, at least by months. So I wouldn't be surprised if... I don't think they have anything listed for August right now. So they've got Mario Strikers in June. Mario Strikers and Fire Emblem in June, actually, I guess. Okay, I guess that is 2 games in 1 month. Usually they don't do that. Got Switch Sports this month. I don't think they have anything for May. They probably would have done Mario Strikers in May. Probably just was like, yeah, we can't quite do that. That's probably when that was. But it's like early June, and then Fire Emblem is late June. But also, I'm not sure how much overlap there is between those 2 audiences anyway, so... Granted, I'll probably play both of them, but that's not... Then they've got Xenoblade in July, and you could say Live Alive... Was it no? Is it Live Alive? It's Live Alive, right? I don't remember. I think it's Live Alive. That one, that is also in July, and they are publishing that in North America. So, but that's literally like a week before Xenoblade, which those are both JRPGs. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how Square is Square the... I think it's Square developed that, right? I don't know how they'll feel about that. They don't have anything for August right now. I would not be surprised if in June they'll probably have maybe have a June Direct, and then they'll announce Bayo 3 for August. I wouldn't be surprised. They also did Astral Chain in August, so maybe they're thinking Platinum does well in August. Astral Chain, I think, sold pretty decently well, so. And Bayo will probably do better than Astral Chain, so yeah. That's probably a decent time for that. Or it could be October, also. I don't know. They don't have anything. Usually they release kind of big stuff in October, so if they have like a Mario game or something coming out this year, then that would be... If for some reason they have a 3D Mario, I don't know. They usually... Their big stuff often tends to be in October rather than November, I think. Or December, also. I think Smash was in December. But yeah, Xenoblade was supposed to be September. That got pushed to July. Splatoon is in September. Probably Splatoon was internally delayed. Then they decided Xenoblade's... They probably knew like they could move Xenoblade around, and they're like, Xenoblade's done. We can put this out earlier if we want. Like, it's basically done. Just when do you want it out? And then they just brought it back to July. So yeah. And they're like, put Splatoon there, I guess, instead, where it was gonna go. But yeah, Splatoon. That's, yeah, September 9th. There was also not a trailer. It was just gameplay of Turf War. They showed new weapons and stuff. I think it was the first actual, like, gameplay of the game, though, other than just the other trailers they had. Like, it's just like a more or less uninterrupted Turf War match. So, yeah. Also, I don't know if they had like a spectator mode before, but they definitely were using some kind of spectator mode. I could tell. Like, not just like a dev camera. Like, it was clearly like there was like a little icon in the corner, and it was like, okay, this is a thing in the game. This is a mode. Which I know in 1 you couldn't do. I'm not 100% certain about 2. I think at the very least it wasn't there at launch. But they might have added it later, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah. It showed, yeah, there's new weapons. There were new super weapons and stuff. There's a fun one that sucks up shots from other players. That one looked interesting. So that's something. But yeah. That's I don't. There's not much to say about that really about Splatoon. It's kind of just that game is what it is. So yeah. And yeah, that was the last thing. Pretty much, unless... Was there one other thing? I feel like there was something else. Wasn't there something else I was going to talk about that I forgot? Well, I did just mention Switch Sports is this month, more specifically in 2 days. Should I just talk about the schedule briefly, schedule-wise, which you can see on the schedule anyway. I already updated it. So, we'll be doing Switch Sports on Friday instead of Kirby, so yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else. No more news. Anyway, that's it. That was the news. That is all the news you missed in the last... Well, you probably didn't miss it, but that I didn't talk about for the last, like, 2 weeks. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm back. Hey, I'm gonna turn that off. Gonna go ahead and turn that off. I'm back now. So, you can all calm down. Just, everybody stop panicking. It's fine. I've returned. Don't worry about it.